So
Yeah,
let's
man. Okay, we can move on, man. We
nah
get,
go
we
yo.
get.
Listen. We're here. I'm here with you. I'm if you to let me know what's on your mind. I want to hear it all, man.
Okay, okay. Well, first couple of things I want to say is a lot of people I know look at, because samurai also have sides of them where it's not feasible for today's society, as far as they would take on a young prodigy, and which
Mm,
would be a boy, and they would actually create an intimate relationship. That was huge in samurai culture.
mm,
Now, a lot of people, yeah, always talk about like the negative aspects, but I'm not taking those aspects. I'm taking the parts that I think that will benefit my life. That I'm taking the good from it and
yeah.
applying it to my life. So that's just one thing. I just want people to know. Yes, there's always negative sides of everything,
Oh yeah.
but yeah, as we were just saying, consistency, very difficult, and they were consistent. That's one. Next, a lot of times what I notice in America is that they get Chinese and Japanese culture mixed up. Uh,
Mm,
Very, very different cultures. Um, and I even did it when I was younger. But they're very different cultures. So if you are interested in Asian culture, yeah, just understand that they are very different. Now, karate is Japanese. For people who want to know what karate means open hand.
oh,
And kung fu, which is really gong fu,
mm,
is from China. And gong fu is, I think it's um, doing something like something difficult.
okay.
So gung fu can be applied to anything. Um, like they have like tea ceremonies, so making tea. It could be applied to being an artist, as far as like using a paintbrush. So that's where that comes from. Gong fu was passed down to Okinawa, which is a part of Japan, and um, basically Okinawa had their own circumstances that they were going through, fighting, where they couldn't use any weapons. So they created an art form,
Oh,
and they learned Gong Fu from the Chinese people who would come and trade in Okinawa. And then they created karate. So karate is really from Okinawa, which is a part of Japan. And then Japan came over and created their own karate. Now, the karate that they created in Japan is a sports karate, which is it's a based off points. If you tap somebody, you get a point. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? If you just, but real karate or traditional karate is based on katas. And katas are a series of movements that teach you how to defend yourself, or um, how to discipline yourself. There's like, there's many different katas, but you could have one kata and it has everything that you need that will help you to defend yourself, or help you to just,
Yeah.
master who you are. Um, and these katas were designed to hurt people. You feel me? There are
Yeah.
moves, there are a series of movements that were meant to kill people. This is not, yeah, this was a life or death situation.
Yeah.
So these movements are not like, yo, I'm trying to, just punch you in your face. No, I'm trying to hit you in your throat. I'm trying to hit you in your eyes. I'm trying to hit you in your balls.
Yeah.
It is, yes, life or death situation. So you can't put this type of karate in a ring, because it's a different type of circumstances. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying?
Okay.
Your mindset is different when you were doing traditional karate. Now we live in a society where you don't really have to worry about being hurt from somebody.
Mm.
So, but what the thing is, when you do train, you put yourself, okay, I'm in a life or death situation. And when you train yourself like you're in a life and death situation, it's going to transcend, it's going to help you to even progress even that much more, because you are so keen and concentrated in what you're doing. And
Yes.
because it's in your body, right? You know, you're training within your body, that's going to transcend into every other facet of your life. So yes,
Mm.
you know, when you're in the dojo, it's all about fighting, or it's like training your body for, you know, lethal purposes. But this carries over into social settings. You know what I'm saying? Okay, like for example, karate, you don't you don't ever attack the person first. You never attack first. You
Okay.
always go off of what the other person is giving you. So you can apply that within conversation as well. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people like to talk, and not listen, and listen to what the other person is really expressing, to really
That's a fact.
um, hit the point that they are trying to get at. Again, that's just one facet that, you know, you can apply to with karate. Another thing is posture. Posture is huge. And that's one thing, like when we were younger, right? We don't learn that. No one really told
No.
us. I mean, our parents might, you know, said it a few times, but no one really kept it in our minds. Like, yo, your posture is very important. Your back, right? Your spine, it connects to your arms, it connects to your legs, your spine and your hips. This is your center. Your center is the most important thing. That's where all your organs are. That's where all your weak points are as
Yeah.
well. So you know, when you sit down, good posture. You feel me? When you walk, good posture. If you don't have good posture, it's gonna trickle down and, you know, affect your body in so many ways as you get older. So there's just so many benefits of
Mm.
practicing a martial art. And again, when you overcome yourself, it's just one of the best feelings. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, man, listen, I definitely agree. I mean, I say it all the time, but I'm gonna keep trying. I mean, I've been doing 2 weeks every 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? But I know for
Right.
a fact that that is my thing. That I always say it all the time. I wouldn't say I've mastered, but I have got things down packed in my life. You know what I'm saying? I wake up early enough in the morning. I make sure I'm
Mm,
up early enough. I make sure you know what I'm saying, I have my green tea in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
mm.
I make sure you know, I go outside. I make sure I be able to have quiet time. I have mastered these things. And, you know, one thing I feel like for me to elevate is to master, you know, my physical form and, you know, my
Right,
body, and be consistent, you know, eat the right things, you know what I'm saying? Live a
right.
healthy life. Cause, you know, the saying, we all know the saying, health is wealth. So, you know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And for the people for the audience that you know, that's listening, katas in a simpler form. You probably know have a friend that when they go to become a white belt, a yellow belt, a green belt, they have to perform a katas to then advance to the next belt, and they perform that in front of their dojo master and in their class. I believe their class as well,
Right.
and I believe that's part of the, you know what I'm saying, to move on to the next belt. And I mean, I've went to many I'm going to say, you know, Christian and Alfonso. I've
Right.
been to and I've been to plenty of their karate matches, as well as Jordan. And one
Mm,
thing I can say, especially with Christian, is how consistent he is when he goes to the gym. You know what I'm saying? And I
mm.
believe that came from, you know what I'm saying, that came from that culture and understanding how important consistency is, and being there and doing the right thing, and you know, overcoming stuff like you said. So
Right,
I definitely appreciate that, especially for, you know, the audience who
right.
want to do that, who need to understand how dedicated you need to be to do something like that. So I man,
So
listen,
yeah,
I appreciate that.
yeah,
Um
no doubt, bro. I want to, if it's okay,
Yeah.
I, you know, going into the belt thing, it's also very interesting. So again, like you said, when you test, you do katas, yes. And the thing is, as you progress, you learn more katas. Um, but really, that first kata, if you are really good at that first kata, you'll be able to do all the other katas well.
Mm.
And before you learn the kata, you learn like the stances, the positions. If you can master the stances and positions, your kata will be good. You know, it always goes back to the smaller details. You know, you
Yeah.
played basketball, bro, you played sports. It's always the fundamentals. If you master the fundamentals,
Yes, sir.
you'll be able to do anything better, anything more advanced better, because
Yep.
all of the advanced things come from the fundamentals.
Yep.
So you know, and so boom, you know, when you first start as a white belt, you're like, yo, I want to get my black belt. You feel me? You're so excited, like you're on this journey, you feel me? Especially when I'm out here. I'm in Japan, I'm learning karate in Japanese. My Japanese wasn't that good at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, so you're like learning an art that you know you're interested in, and you're learning a language, and you're learning the words that you really want to know of the language through practice, through, you know, just
Which is
communication, like,
insane. Which is insane, brother. Like for you to take on that and the way you're consistent with that, that's insane. Like I mean,
bro.
it's dedication.
Yeah, man, it's still great because you know, in your daily life they don't speak like that, right? They use different language when they're in the dojo.
Mm.
um so I'm getting all this in. I'm like, yo, I can't wait, you know, to grow, you feel me? So I'm just trying to learn as much as possible, like the katas, you feel me?
Yeah.
I'm practicing, and I'm just trying to advance, you feel me? And you know, the fundamentals, I'm like, yeah, I got it, you know. But really, you know, as I started getting higher and higher, I started like, wow, man, you know, the fundamentals are so important, but the fundamentals can be boring, right? They look boring. So, you know, you don't want to spend too much time on them. But as I'm
Mm-hmm.
getting better at, you know, my practice of karate, I'm understanding, yes, the fundamentals are so important. Now, boom, it goes from white belt in my system called Goju Ryu, which
Oh.
means hard and soft karate.
Mm.
It goes white belt, and then it goes yellow belt, then baby blue belt, green belt, brown belt, black belt. So yes, let me just say, I just want to tell you about my story for the black belt. You know, it's so crazy. Basically, I got my brown belt, and there's like, I don't know, I feel like there's a curse, because every time someone has a black belt test, because you once you get your black belt, then you get a nidan, sandan. So that means like second degree, third degree, fourth degree, fifth
Yeah.
degree.
Yep.
The top degree in my system is 10th, and mostly for
Mm.
every other system.
Okay.
You know, but usually when someone has a black belt test, they get hurt right before. And
Ah.
I hurt my knee right before my test. But so basically, I live in Osaka, which is like the second or third biggest city in Japan. And basically, I was going to go to the main dojo of my karate federation in
Okay.
Okinawa and test for my black belt in front of the headmaster, which is the 10th. He has that 10th degree, and he's like 83 or 84.
Oh wow.
You know, he's a legend. So I was able, because my sensei actually was his disciple. So I actually had the opportunity to take my test in front of him. And this is not normal for people to do. Usually people just test in front of their sensei. So I had this really big opportunity on my hands, and I was like, yo, I'm not letting this, stop me.
Yeah.
So, it was a tough, like 3 months where I was training before, and I was scared, man, because I didn't know if I would be able to take it, because, your knees, so important. Everything is important in your body, but ooh,
Yeah.
for movement, your knees for sure. And so they have these things called onsens in Japan, which are like public bathhouses.
Okay.
So I would go there every day, and it's a hot bath. So I put my body in the hot bath, and then they have like this electrical bath as well. And then I would shock my knee, and then I would go into the cold water, and then I'd go back in the hot water. So it's like compressing and stretching. And yeah, doing that over that time, it really helped to heal my knee faster. But yeah, so I get there, Okinawa, man, you have no idea when you're in the original place where your karate
Yeah.
was
All the vibes.
started.
All the
Yes, you get,
vibes.
man. And then, oh my God, bro, to take the test in front of this guy, where not many people get this opportunity, where he set the path for karate being international, or the federation that I'm in to be international, to
Yeah.
be in front of him. And Japanese culture as well, it's all about worrying about the other person. It's a very giving culture. So you have to be very respectful. And yeah, when you're in the dojo, it's even more respect. And then, it was one of the hardest things I've ever had to go through, but I was alive in that moment, man.
Yeah.
You could never, I would never forget that moment, of him watching me and having to do that kata in front of him. It was probably one of the best moments in my life.
No, man, that's super dope. That's super dope. Now let me ask you this. See, I'm asking you from an American culture perspective because I only watch the movies. So is he called the Grandmaster?
You would just call him Sensei. He got on a
This is the guy that's 85 or 84.
yeah.
You would just call
Yes.
him
Yeah.
Sensei.
Yeah, you wouldn't. That's like yeah, that's probably like Chinese way of how they say things.
Okay.
Like seafood, sheep, but it's all the same thing. Sensei, what is so interesting? Japanese, it's made of kanji, which are these Chinese characters, so they're symbols, and so it's sen and sei, and
Okay.
sen means before, and then sei means student. So it's the student before you, and that's what a sensei, a teacher is, right?
Yeah.
It's the student that comes before you. So everybody is still a student. It's just they came before you. So that's why you listen to them, because then you can take that art, you feel me? Because, right, they say like in a lot of movies, the student is supposed to become better than the sensei. It should always be like that.
Yeah.
So it's very, there's a lot of meaning when you start, understanding the culture behind, the martial art.
Man, that's dope, man. I mean, this is why I said my first interview be with Zane, because if I'm going to talk about a dope and diverse culture, I knew how important music was to us growing up.
Right.
And I mean, from the B club to the music to us, any music to us was so important. And I said, now he's taking on a whole nother culture and embracing it. I mean, that's diversity at its max. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, the way you've taken everything on and used it to your, being positive and keeping your consistency and understanding. You just didn't go over there and just just hang out, and you actually wanted to understand, just like you said, it was something inside of you that that you let go, and it turned out being a beautiful thing, and that's just awesome, man. That's definitely awesome.
Yeah, well, let me say that you have to do what you love. You have to do what you love. Let me just say that one more time.
Yes, one more time, brother.
You have to do what you love, man, because I'm not always consistent. What I'm starting to understand is, as we get older, man, I'm starting to see patterns. Everybody from the beginning of history has been saying the same things, you feel me? Like, yeah, doing things that you love. How many times have you heard that in your life? You just haven't really paid attention to it. I'm also understanding that making mistakes is crucial in growth. It is crucial. And we are taught, especially where we're from, bro, and us growing up in such a small area, success is measured by money. When you're in, also with movies, you feel me? You never see the trials and tribulations that the people are going through. You only see the success. Instagram is only showing you the success.
Oh yeah.
So you feel like when you make a mistake that it's all over, that you're stupid, that you're not good enough. But we need to change our perspectives. Mistakes are what allow us to, are the I guess the obstacle in the road that show us that, okay, we need to change how we're looking at things and doing things in order to get to the goal that we have for ourselves. It is an indication that's telling us, yo, change how you're doing things, and then you're going to be able to go, you're going to go past. Now, so that, what that means is that you have to overcome who you think you are. You have to go to a new level that you've never been to. It's like you're walking in the dark, and you can't see anything, and you just have to keep going straight. You feel me? Because that's what it is. Again, it starts from a spiritual aspect. Everything that is right in front of you, Edric, it manifested from the non-physical. It took time. It took a process to get to where you are. Like, you were
I was just speaking about this. I'm literally walking down the street, and I think I was saying this to my fiance, and I said to her, I said, do you understand that everything you see around you was a thought?
Right.
It was a thought. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, So yeah, everything is a process. And I've been running a lot lately, and I like to compare this with short distance running. You see the goal right in front of you, you're like, I want to get here, and then so it's like boom, it's done quick, fast, you feel me? But life is really like a marathon, because with a marathon, every step that you take counts. So every action that you put in, every daily thing that you're doing is going towards whatever you're trying to achieve. And you cannot see this thing physically. But you have to just keep moving forward, just like in a marathon. And little by little, you start getting the benefits of your actions, and then you reach the point of you reach the end, the finish line, boom. But then you're just on a new level, and then the process starts over again. So you have to get it in your mind. Again, it never stops. Being humans in this physical world, we do need goals to set, because we like to see progress. That's why, having a routine, planning things out is something that is essential to keep growing. But understand that you are in a non-physical world where your growth is unlimited.
Yeah.
And you have to keep moving forward because there's always something more for you to learn. And the only way you will stay consistent and want to keep learning is doing what you love, man.
What you love.